Cars lined up at 45 degrees, about to roll out for practice number 4. And one of the other things that's different about this session, as the clock strikes 1:30 locally, Eastern Summer Time, and they open the BP Ultimate pit lane, is that they can refuel in this session. They can actually do a full refueling rehearsal. So the rigs are out in the lane, the crews are appropriately dressed. 9 people are allowed to cross that line between the garages and the pit lane for all those that are going to be working on the cars. The car controller, the refueler, the fire attendant, those in all 4 corners of the car. And there's a driver assistant that's going to be in play on Sunday, going to be assisting some of the drivers getting in and out. So they'll rehearse all of that. Mark Winterbottom's in that car at the moment. Here's the replay. Oh, that's a monstrous lock-up. So he's sending a lot of Morse code signals to the universe, trying to get it out of the gravel down there. Managed to pop out the other side, thankfully, so he's carried it a long way. That'll put a very big mark on those tyres. Meantime, Anton De Pasquale very quick in the first sector out there at the moment, Mark. And here he is in the final sector, so he's done a personal best mid-sector, sector best in the first sector. It's only early days in the session. Fully committed through that chase, 100% throttle. Feeds it back to second gear, just kisses that curb on the inside, catches the rear. Here comes the shift to third, and he actually had to hang on to it so hard that he couldn't do the gear change. So it's actually a rehearsal for pit in.
You were assessing your own performance down there,
I was, and it was pretty ordinary.
Do you want to just get him to come back into the lane and we can do it all again for you?
I usually have a couple of red snakes before a session and I missed them, so I'm a bit slow off the mark.
All right.
Brodie Kostecki was on for a really good lap then. That was the fastest lap so far I've seen this weekend, and he went off at the chase. That was a really, really good lap.
James Courtney's arrival. I talked before about having moments arriving down in the lane. That is one. So it's very loose and he needs to calm it down because the car's too wild to drive. And there's a little bit of a moment for the super cheap car down there at turn 1.
Safe fence.
Did he get it?
Oh, did he get it?
Pretty damn close. So it was Russell at the helm of that car. Just a reminder, if you've only just sat down in front of the telly and you want to know who's doing what and who's in the car, when you see the green light illuminated in behind the screen, that's the co-driver in the car. Picking up Chaz Mostert because this lap looks pretty impressive. Is at Murray's corner, the final corner, turn 23, brings it up onto the control line and goes to the top on a 4.5. That is a big number. Lee Holdsworth watching and gives it a nod of approval. So that was very, very good. Quick lap.
And he gets it to the apex beautifully at the final corner, uses all the exit curb as a motocross berm, and he does a 40 for 4.6, so that's almost the same time. It's 0.06 away from Mostert.
Have a go at car number 99, Brodie, fully committed here. Best time we've seen from him, 50.8 versus Waters of 50.7. So when we picked it up, it was all committed. And how's the wriggle over the top of the hill at Skyline? Kostecki's got this thing completely by the neck. 2 wheels through the dipper and out the other side. Grabs third gear, skates it down the hill. He's on for some numbers here if he can put them together. Braking at the bottom of the chase, and it just carted him a little bit wide, but there wasn't a millimetre left, and he's out of road at Murray's. Cost a bit of time. He has moved up 11 spots, though.
All right, mate. Not a bad effort. There's a fair bit there for us. You're on again for another 4.5 up until last corner.
For Van Gisbergen, have a look at the number. 50.79 plays 50.76. He's 300ths away from Waters' best first sector. Now, don't get caught with the traffic. Heimgartner purposely runs down the road. Nicely done, Andre. Straight out of the way.
Man of the match move, that one, to have the presence of mind to be able to see him coming and give him space. That was hugely courteous. Throttle out the other side, slides it over the curb, and Van Gisbergen to the top on a 2-minute 4.3, the fastest time of the weekend. Right there on the left was where Mostert came undone in 2015. He turns it in early to Forest Elbow. Nicely on the throttle, no sliding. What's the split look like? It's 32.8. He's right there with Kostecki. He's right there, and the Cume is better than anybody else. This might go a little bit quicker than the 4.3 that Van Gisbergen achieved. And he said on the radio, I left a bit on the table in the last couple of corners. Listen to this. Stays committed to the throttle, doesn't pull up straight. 850-degree front brake temp, skates it out the other side. That was beautifully done. Walkinshaw, Holdsworth and Stewart in the background at WAU. Down to the final corner with Shade on the racetrack. That looked very nice as well. It skated just a bit in the rear, and he gets it out the other side. Did it cost him? No, he's done a 4.2. Mostert's done done a 2-minute 4.2. He's got a 0.1 margin. Has he got space here to be able to get the job done? He's got 11 poles to his name so far in 2021. He gets it stopped. It looked, no, it just jinked sideways right in the middle of the corner, and that cost him dearly. Cost him big time. That time over the middle was brilliant, but that one stung. He's come home with a 2-minute 4.2084, and you can see the margin 0.1 of a second over Shane van Gisbergen. Tails to tell everywhere. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. If only I didn't do this. I left a bit on the table here. All that'll be going on now in debrief. The next time we see the cars, Armour all qualifying. 40 electrifying minutes of the best these 25 can deliver. Looking forward to that one.
Certainly am. There's 5 Holdens and 5 Fords in the 10 there at the moment. So Mark Winterbottom right on it, David Reynolds right on it, James Courtney there also, Tim Slade fast again. So there's a lot of people at the back of that top 10 that are going to improve.
So with those sorts of numbers and those teams and drivers at the top end of town, bolt yourself to the sofa, go nowhere this afternoon. Qualifying will be a scorcher.